Alaska. First sighted in 1741 by Vitus Bering during a voyage from Siberia. In 1867, it was purchased from Russia for a whopping $7,200,000, or the equivalent of 2 cents per acre. They couldn't have known that Alaska's waters were some of the most abundant fisheries in the northern hemisphere, or that its ground held an exuberant cache of economy-boosting oil, natural gas, and gold. Having the lowest population density in the nation and very remote roadways, Alaska is perfect for the traveler looking to explore a vast and diverse land. The trucks have transported us to our first campsite on Alaskan soil, just south of the town of Tok.
What are you doing?
I bit my lip.
How?
Chewing gum.
Why?
I was hungry.
It was really fun to watch.
Victory!
This is dry, kinda. This is nipply.
This isn't that kind of show.
Oh. I am from California. So.
It's the California stuff.
Rachelle's been cutting my hair for almost 15 years. She was 15 when she cut my hair the first time. She's been cutting it ever since. We met at Clyder's Christian Ranch, and I was with my friend, and when we came into the dining hall, first day of camp, when I saw Rachelle sitting there in her 1999 overalls, I turned to my friend Roger and I said, "That's the woman I'm gonna marry."
Kid came in here with red hair and freckles, and he was wearing army combat boots laced up to here with his camel pants tucked into them.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true. He has hair. I was not looking for boys that summer. At all.
Made it more of a challenge, really. And I kind of like that. Rachelle was my first kiss. The log cabin in the woods of Montana.
Front porch?
It was on the front porch.
The front porch of a log cabin was my first kiss. When we got married, we definitely had a pretty strong adventure mindset. We weren't going to have kids for 5 years, and we're going to go travel the world and spend a year in Europe. And we've been married for like 8 months, and we got pregnant with Cyrus. So that 5-year plan went out the window pretty fast. But now we're to the point, obviously, where we can start pursuing adventure again. So, you know, for a couple more years, our kids will kind of be with grandmas and stuff as we do this, but from time to time. But I can't wait for them to be on these journeys as well. That's probably the next stage of our life, is traveling a lot with family. So we could drop down into here, go into McCarthy, and go down into Valdez. We took a minute to discuss our plan and line out the places we would like to see. We decided to continue south nearing the coast of Alaska, but leave a little room in case there's something that we couldn't have planned for.
Tonight we're going to head south down to Gokana today, about 80 miles from here. From there, we're going to ask the locals on the McCarthy Road to make a couple of decisions on where we want to go from there.
Roger that.
Well, I honestly didn't talk to him first, but we pulled off at a...
Gokana Junction.
Yeah.
And we decided we'd stop at the first place to figure out the rest of our route, because we had a couple options. And Clay sat down and had a conversation with Alan, who was sitting on the front porch just enjoying the Alaska life.
At the end of the
What happened?
Started telling us where to go. And then he's like, you know what, just let me make some phone calls. And calls up his buddy that owned the tour company that takes you into these glaciers.
Cruise company.
Sets us up. We're going to go do that on Thursday,
Talk to
which
you
is
later.
3 days from now.
You're on.
We wouldn't have done this on our own to plan this, so the fact that he just made the phone call and got us on the boat is really cool.
One of the big things about traveling is to not overschedule. Leave room for the unexpected and the unknown to happen. And that's just what happened right now.
And
by the way, it's pronounced route.
I knew you didn't say that. I knew it.
did I say route?
Yes.
When?
When you said root.
You said route. McCarthy was an area that came up several times during our research, and the locals confirmed the reasons to our intrigue.
You back there in the dust.
we rolled down the historic 60-mile dirt road,
Doing good. Keep on going.
crossing the Tusculana River Canyon over the former railroad bridge constructed over 100 years ago.
How you feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very happy right now. I'm falling more and more in love with this truck, and I'm loving driving on this tight little road. We're on McCarthy Road right now, headed to the National Forest. It's pretty fun.
We clocked 8 hours of travel time and 265 miles from Tok to McCarthy. Camp was a welcome sight. Morale was high and setup routine was effortless. And our day came to a close.
So am I.
What?
So am I.
Go to bed at 1:30, but it's as bright as if it's noon, and it's messing with our minds.
The zombie awakes. It just keeps going.
Thankfully, these tents are dark, so once you're inside, it really, really helps. It's just getting ourselves to bed that's the hard part.
Well, when we left, we're like, Toby, do you need a sleeping bag? And he's like, yeah, I need a sleeping bag. Okay. Well, yeah, just come up to Montana and we'll get you a sleeping bag. So that's what we did. We got in the car, we got on our way, and crawled in his bag the first night. And what is this? It smells terrible. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, my oldest son might have peed in that one. And I forgot to clean it. Is it bad?
It's extra bad. I think I got warm enough to sweat and it released. And then yeah.
Do a smell check.
Oh, well, it won't be any big deal. We'll just change it out when we get to Anchorage in a few days. Well, then we just redirected, and we're not going to be in Anchorage for like another 4 days. So
You're gonna be the stinky kid.
I choose joy.
Pigpen over here.
Peabody.
Rocking that hard. Look at that.
Rachelle goes big or she goes home.
You look like a rock star when you wake up, and I look like a drug addict. Both do drugs, but one's hot and one's not. So,
Right.
you got the hot. Okay, thanks for making me feel better. It's a true story.
I don't think it is true.
Can I have a mirror?
We stretched the morning to ensure proper caffeination, if that's a word. But the glaciers and the smell of history prodded our curiosity and pushed us toward the mining town of Kennecott, the only non-native town left within a national park.
I'm pretty excited. We're gonna go figure out the history of this place and find out the history of the mine too.
Our first interaction with the locals was a good indicator that this place had stories to tell.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen here?
Not saying.
In summer, the Kennicott River swells from the melting of the Kennicott Glacier upstream. Its water is densely silted with glacier flour, turning its clarity to a milky, churning force of nature. A footbridge spans the river where on the other bank you find the twin towns of Kennecott and Mccarthy just up the way. Kennecott was booming at the start of the 20th century. Copper had been discovered, and a young 28-year-old mining engineer by the name of Stephen Birch from New York had been tasked with extracting the precious metal for Kennecott's investors. Everything revolved around the mine.
Pretty sweet, huh?
Sweet mine.
Oh my gosh.
Or what is this? This is actually not a mine. This is the mill.
This is
I think this
a
is
mill.
the mill.
Yeah. This is the old mill.
Oh my gosh, this is
Isn't that
incredible.
like an old revolver?
The mill was equipped with a massive roller plant.
The amount of work that something like that could do.
Yeah. The amount of like man labor too. I mean, it wasn't just.
Yeah.
It was a lot of machine, but I bet it was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
In all, they crushed the ore to produce an incredible $200 million in copper. In 1938, the ore ran thin, and the town was abandoned. Almost overnight, the town was left vacant. Plates remained on tables. Machines stopped in mid-stride.
And then this quote, "Any place is comfortable if you make it that way."
It's just amazing to think, like, of all the work that went into building this in the era that it happened, you know. And it's still standing. Like, it was good construction.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And it's cool to see that they're keeping it up. Like, they're trying to restore all of this stuff and not just let it go to waste.
Okay. What was your name?
I'm Diane Malik.
Diane Aranda.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
So, how long have you lived up here?
29 years.
Oh my gosh.
Long time.
So you live up here?
I lived a couple miles up the
Oh,
mountain.
you live further up here.
Above Kennicott.
Wow. Okay, so you have to tell me, first off, what brought you here?
I'd been in Alaska about 5 years, and I heard about McCarthy, and that they said there's a lot of music and people living off the land, kind of. And
Yeah.
so I came out in '84 and met some wonderful people, and eventually bought a parcel on the other side, then bought another one up here, and it's been wonderful. It's,
So, like, what do you do for full time? How do you sustain life here?
we started this project about 14 years ago with Kennicott, so work every summer for 4.5, 5 months, and that gets us through the year.
So is the project restoring the mill?
Yeah, restoring the whole town.
You're gonna
Restoration.
restore the whole thing.
Well, we've been doing it, and we're kind of coming to a close pretty soon, but we've done, I think, 14 or 15 years.
Oh my
So
word.
a lot of roofs and foundations and just all kinds of work.
Just enough so that the structures stay up,
Yep.
or you want to? Okay. So what do
Yeah.
the winters look like? How much snowfall do you get?
Down here about maybe 3 feet, and we get 4 or 5 up on the hill, and I haven't wintered here in maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
But I did for maybe 20 or so.
So what was the
It's just
trip like
quiet.
when you had to get groceries?
You got it in September, and
All of
filled
it?
up for the winter. Yeah, didn't go out again until about May. So that was that was very common. So we all have
You're
root
my new
cellar.
hero. I thought I lived out of town.
If you need a hand in any way, your neighbors are
Yeah.
all there. You know your neighbors, of course.
You're in it together.
Yeah, you're in it together, and we've all kind of grown up together at this point.
Tourism has now recovered the area, and significant strides have been made to protect its rich heritage. Led by our nose, we sought out the warm smell of pizza and found it here, a former Anchorage transport bus. Its fuselage lugged, metal tarnished, wheels mooned and shiny. Its engine swapped for ovens. Only piping pizzas come from the back of this bus now.
I got burnt out living in the city. I lived in Fairbanks for quite a few years, and then Anchorage, and it was just so busy and hectic, and everybody's always in a hurry. Just got tired of it.
What's the best part about living here?
Winters, honestly, it's quiet. And sometimes my husband and I are the only people for 20 miles. You can actually hear yourself think in the winter. It's so quiet.
The pizza was ready, and after a hard 8 days of travel, Rachelle found heaven in a fine art mix of dough, sauce, and cheese. This overdramatization is only a reflection of its amazing flavor.
All right, so Clay comes out and says, how well do you guys do in small planes? And I said, I don't know, I've never been in one. So we're both really wanting to go in the small plane. There's room for 2, and there's 3 of us. So we're flipping a coin. Okay, yeah.
Well, what'd you call?
Heads I win, tails you lose.
What did you say? we need to review tape.
I won either way. Heads I win, tails you
Okay.
lose.
Well, I wasn't paying much attention to that.
All right.
Okay.
Whose heads, your tails? Ready? And
You win.
woo!
You're going on a plane, a little tiny plane.
It's Scott's first time filming from an airplane. Let's see if he pukes. Bush pilots generally only have a few rules. Gas or beer. No one rides for free. And if you puke, it's your plane to clean. Immediately after liftoff, we were able to get the full scope of this place. The mining site is nested high on the mountain, and to this day I have no idea how they did this. The glaciers below are some of the most unique in the world. Huge rivers flow across its face in striking patterns. Pools, deep, blue, and clear. Towering over the glacier is Mount Blackburn at 16,286 feet. Blackburn was first climbed by a woman, Dora Keene, in 1912. Its forward relief is 11,000 feet to the bottom.
We got bored today, and we decided we're just gonna go hang on a glacier like normal people do.
Yeah.
So somewhere, two of our boys are up in the air, up that away. Insert footage there. Boom.
Let's lay on the glacier.
We're gonna lay on the glacier
We're gonna lay on the glacier and then we're gonna exfoliate our faces.
and then drink water right off of the
right off
glacier.
of it. Okay.
Yeah, she is.
No, but I am gonna drink it.
Rhonda's
drink it.
gonna lay in the water.
Toby's gonna. Oh, we had to do a push-up. I'm not gonna be able to do
Get you
this.
some.
I think I got a little dirt.
Okay, I'll lay here.
Rhonda, just do it.
Got it. Now she can't stop. I could tell.
Oh.
On the ground, we headed back to the others.
So how was flying? You didn't get sick?
No, I was good.
Nice.
In fact, I was flipping all over the back seat. I was out one side, then I was up the next side.
McCarthy was established to supply the dry company town of Kennecott with what it was missing: women and booze. Today, it's a thriving social community. In fact, Outside Magazine gave it the #2 spot for best kickback towns in America.
Community. I think it's the last non-native community inside a national park in North America. It is fun, and it's the neighbors that make it fun. You know, I used to think it was the buildings and all the old stuff, and that is part of it, but it's really just a lot of cool people. They're so self-reliant out here. They're not like have something over on you, or you don't feel like they got, you know, their hand in your pocket because they need your help. It's more like it is a kind of a stewardship thing. You know, we care about this town, we care about where we live, we care about the people here, and it's a real sense of community. I mean, there's only a couple dozen of us that live here year-round.
The saloon is nothing short of what it should be. Tons of character, spirited patrons, and a sense of place. The saloon has been featured in foodie magazines for its top-notch service, wine selections, and of course entrees. With our salvary glands redlining, the restaurant's eclectic decor spurred curiosity, with rock collections and one-of-a-kind paintings. Just behind us sat those paintings' master, Bill Brody, who is quietly working on his latest watercolor, companioned with his evening beer. Come to find out, the owner trades in food and lodging for his art. I found myself very inspired by his passion.
How far off is this one?
I don't know.
I don't know. You just paint until you have the right feeling about it? Yeah.
And I'm just kind of excited about the tiny little details that are happening in there. Because this was a place that really came alive for me.
You keep painting?
Oh yeah, yeah. Kind of painting until they packed me off to the dumpster.
It's really cool.
I'm kind of in awe of being able to fly in a plane today instead of sitting behind a desk working on a computer all day long.
Yeah.
So that was kind of neat.
Hey, what'd you do today? I flew over a glacier.
I flew over a glacier.
I
climbed on the glacier and drank the water. Yeah.
You just never know what you'll find at the end of a road. They just seem to be collecting points for true characters. The only thing you have to do is seek them out.
I never would have known this life until this trip, and now I feel like I can't ever be the same person. I can't ever just go back to being comfortable and settling down. Now it's about chasing dreams. It's about living your life to the fullest and loving well.
bathroom toilets. So when the ladies sit down, pop, it goes pop. Oh, and Rhonda's going in first. Priceless. Listen for it, listen for it. Or are they going in together? I don't think we got the reaction we were hoping. No. It popped, but then nothing happened. That was a bit underwhelming.
Yeah, no, that didn't work at all.
She's wearing earbuds.
Oh, she didn't hear it. Fail.
Blast you pop music.
Did you hear a pop when you sat down?
Yes. And I was like, oh, I just broke something. I just figured out I'm a big girl. I'm gonna crack the seat.